Morning everyone, it's a lovely Sunday morning and another vinyl update for you. Now this weekend there was a big record fair here in town in the Unitarian Church, which comes around every few months. Now I went along to it thinking, I'd pick up a couple of records, and as you do, I just ended up spending an awful lot more money than I intended to, and came away with an absolute ton of records. So I'll show you those two now, but I'll start off with two records which I got actually about a month ago, and I meant to show them on my last video, but I forgot. These I got from our old friend Ranier. And first off is Ainsley Dunbar with Blue Whale. Now this is it's kind of progressive heavy blues rock. This album was originally released in 1970. This one I think is a reissue. It's German. It's out on the Bellafon Charlie Records. And now Ainsley Dunbar, he played with Frank Zappa at one point, and there is a Frank Zappa song on here, Willie the Pimp. Go. He also played with David Bowie and Whitesnake, but less said about them the better. So it's in really nice condition and plays really well. So that was an interesting find. The second one is Harvey Mandel Electronic Progress. This is another German mid-70s reissue on Bellafon, and this is kind of more fusion, kind of jazz rock fusion. I think this album came out under a different title under its original pressing. I'm not 100% sure what it was called, and I think it possibly might have had a different cover as well, but there you go. So I really like this album. Particularly like the drums. It's got a guy on congas called Big Black, and really like this, and it's got a great cover too, by the way. Great cover art by a guy called Wing Strip, I think it is. So now we'll start off with the records I got over the weekend. I'll start with two 7-inch singles. Now, neither of these are particularly rare or collectible, but I got them because I like the songs. They're both kind of, well, this is Gary Newman Cars, and I don't really need to tell you anything about this, I suppose, really. I mean, you're probably all familiar with it. 7-inch single. And another electro pop classic, early 80s. This is Pete Shelley of the Buzzcocks with Homo Sapien. This song was banned by the BBC because if you're familiar with it, it's kind of a bit, it's all these kind of gay illusions, I suppose. It says it in the title, really, But really love this song. Check it out on YouTube if you can. It's a really interesting video as well, which was, you know, by early 80s standards, is quite you know, advanced looking for the time. So now, while I was at the record fair, I spotted a couple of jazz records, and I do not have it at the moment. Here we go. My girlfriend is a big fan of Stan Getz, so when I spotted this, I decided to grab it. It was quite cheap, unlike most of the stuff at the record fair, and this is Interpretations, it's called. It's on Music for Pleasure, 1960s pressing, I would say. And while I was there, I also decided to pick this up, Thelonious Monk, Monk's Dream. This is, as it says on the sleeve, it's a reissue of the original collector's series. I think it dates from the 70s, and yeah, I'm kind of, like, when it comes to jazz, I'm no expert. My girlfriend really is the kind of big jazz fan in the house, but I am kind of getting more into it as I go along. You know, here's something a little different. Staying on the jazz front, but this is acid jazz and other illicit grooves, and this is from the late 80s, and it's a compilation album compiling the then emerging acid jazz scene, which just kind of tied to acid house in a way, kind of rave scene, but I suppose they just, you know, they kind of emerged more or less at the same time, and I suppose they just labelled it acid jazz to kind of tie in with the kind of dance scene of the time. So I just gave this a spin yesterday, and this is really a record to get the party starting. There's one or two names here who kind of became bigger in the 90s. Galliano, for instance. Also features Jalal, who was one of the last poets. There's a few spoken word introductions by him. So, acid jazz. Another addition to my Smiths collection is What Difference Does It Make? 12-inch single by the Smiths, and this is the original one featuring Terence Stamp on the cover. This sleeve was subsequently withdrawn because Stamp objected to his image being used, so it was replaced with a picture of Morrissey, where he replicated the same pose. So back to the old house. These things take time on the B side, and now Tom Waits is one of those artists whom, you know, up till now I've yet to pick up on vinyl, even though, you know, this album is one that I've listened to countless times on CD, but until now I haven't gotten it on vinyl. This is an original pressing, and really nice condition as well. It seems to be still in the shrink wrap. I wasn't sure, is it shrink wrap or is it laminate? I think it's probably shrink wrap, but it's kind of it's been on so long that it's kind of stuck to the record. But anyway, one of Tom Waits' finest albums, I think. And that famous cover, which, like many people, I thought for years that was Tom Waits on the cover, but apparently it's not. It's a picture that was taken in the 60s of the patrons of some bar in, I think, Dusseldorf or Hamburg. I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, I'll finish up today with a bit of a Bowie gem. So, Aladdin Sane. This is the UK fan club edition. So I think it originally would have come with a fan club postcard, I think, but there isn't one like this, and it does have this nice inner lyric sleeve, and of course fantastic gatefold sleeve. So so I'm quite pleased with that, and thank you for watching, and I hope it won't be too soon before my next vinyl update, because I think I've spent enough money as it is this weekend. So till next time, take care and thanks for watching.